Shalom, shalom. This is Shalom from the Great Millstone Atlantic Camp. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well, peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. And the title of this lesson is Pay Attention to Your Dreams. Some dreams are, not important. Or you may have a dream about something that happened in the past, or you may have one of those just weird ass dreams. But a lot of times, especially in these times, the Lord is showing his people dreams and visions of prophecy. And this all goes back to my wife waking up and telling me about her dream. And she never tells me about her dreams. Unless she's trying to get some type of understanding. Hey, why did I dream about this? So she was like, yeah, I had this dream. It was crazy. I was like, oh shit, I want to hear about it. So before I get into that, I want to read Ecclesiastes or Sirach chapter 34 and verse 1 and 2 and 3. It says, the hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth a shadow and followeth after the wind. The dreams of visions is the resemblance of one thing to another, even the likeness of a face to a face. So sometimes you fall asleep, your body goes to sleep, your mind is still going, and your mind will show you certain things. It could be a movie that you saw, it could be a song that you listened to, or something that happened to you throughout that day, or it could be anything. Don't take certain things serious. I had a dream and I took it serious, and it ended up ruining my day because I took the dream so serious. It was something stupid. And I woke up, I was pissed off, and it kind of ruined my whole day. So, you don't really be focused on dreams. Or something like you dream about you hit the lottery. Knowing you may not hit the lottery, really in these times, you don't want to try and be no damn millionaire and the dollar about to collapse. And right now, we just, getting what we can until this thing is over. But yeah, following dreams, or you might dream about a certain female, or a female might dream about a certain man, and you can't even get that person, that person might not even want you, or you might have a dream about, basically you get the point. Some dreams you don't really pay attention to. And the Lord will have it where if the Lord really wanted to give you instruction in that dream, you will remember every detail. It'll be in your spirit. It's going to be in your mind. I've had dreams. I want to say a couple of them were visions, and I cannot get them out of my head to this day. And some of them happened 10, 15 years ago. And they're still kind of relevant to now. Because when I had these, what I would call visions, I didn't get the truth until years later. And it kind of lined up with the truth. But the dreams, if it was prophecy, which it is prophecy because it lined up with the scriptures, it hasn't come to pass yet. So Lord's willing, I'd be one of those that, part of the elect, where that dream and those visions would actually come to pass. So, and then again, the Lord may show you something like that just to boost up your faith. If you lacking in faith, Lord got different ways of building you up in the spirit, and also testing you in the spirit. So yeah, certain dreams. That's why I wanted to read this Sirach 34, because certain dreams are kind of, it's a lot of nonsense in it. But on the flip side, let's get first. Let me get Joel 2 and 28, because this is gonna go into it. Joel 2 and 28. It says, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. So yeah, it's gonna be men and women that's gonna have prophetic dreams. Of course, the scriptures talk about women not teaching, but if a female has a dream and it's prophecy or it's prophetic, hey, share that dream. Pay attention to it. Even if you don't share it, just remember. Tell somebody. So basically, I want to say last week sometime, throughout the week, my wife woke up and she was like, "Man, I gotta tell you about this dream." I was like, "What happened?" She said, it was a flood, and these waters was coming in, but they was snatching people. Like folks was running and the water were actually snatching people. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I mean, I can't even really picture that. And a few days later, this flood happened in Texas, and then now you got floods in Mexico and also floods in North Carolina around the Raleigh area. And in Texas, I want to say, I know it's over 100 people. My last lesson, I was talking about this Texas flood. It killed over 100 people, which that's major judgment. And then it's still another 100 and something missing. So it could be well over 200 people taken away by the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai via this flood. So, and then the one in Mexico, I think they said that one killed some people, and also the one in North Carolina has taken some lives. So this is the Lord bringing wrath in different forms. This type of form is it just happened to be water, and it could be he could have put the spirit on Esau to see the clouds a certain way where they drop more rain than they supposed to. Actually, that's I believe that's what happened in Texas. Not saying that it's 100% true, but I did see an article on that. And even if it was Esau, it was still of the Lord, because the Lord he controls the things that's going on with certain men, especially men with power. The Lord is moving them to fulfill his will. So yeah, she told me about this dream. I'm like, yeah, that could be talking about, armies coming in like a flood, because I never heard of water snatching nobody. And I was thinking about 2nd Ezra 16 and 70 down, where it talks about they should be like madmen. But this was she said it was water. It was water coming in and snatching people. And next thing you know, maybe 3 days later, this flood came in and it snatched some people up. So that's why I say pay attention to your dreams. It could be it could be prophecy. If it's something like that, even if you don't understand, just try and get some type of understanding of it or ask somebody. I know I've had a dream, and I asked certain brothers about it. Hey man, I had this dream, is it relevant to prophecy or, so yeah, it's especially in these times, the Lord is going to be showing us certain signs, and, got to pay attention to everything dealing with the Holy Spirit. As a matter of fact, let's now go to what I wanted to get in Job 33. It says, verse 15, it says, "In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumbering upon the bed, then he opened the ears of men and sealed their instruction." So yeah, so the Lord can show you things while you're asleep. Men have been taken away in the spirit, to be shown things. I believe it's in Revelations. John the Revelator was taken away in the spirit, and Yahweh Shah was showing him things. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure That was John the revelator. He was taken away in the spirit. And so those are, I'm pretty sure those were visions. Those weren't dreams he was having. So, hey, the Lord could probably use you and take you away in the spirit and show you some things. The Lord is going to do some amazing things in these last times. The prophets are going to see some amazing things. They're going to be making us some amazing moves. A brother may have a dream. Hey, I had this dream that, there's a protest down there where we camp at, and it was a shooting happened. I don't think it's a good day for us to go to camp. You think brothers not going to listen to that? There's been times where we have to move camp hours based on events going on downtown. So if the Lord shows somebody like that, you think brothers not going to listen? All right. So, that was pretty much the point. The Lord, He'll show us signs and give us visions for a reason. And then again, some of that stuff is just, it's just vain. Some of it might be folly. Some of it might be, could have been watching a movie and it was like a continuation of how your mind wanted to play out. But overall, just pay attention to what the Lord is showing you. Even if it's a deep thought or a daydream, just think on it. All right. Just don't walk away from it and leave it in the past and forget about it. And then, something actually happened that reminded you, damn, I actually had a dream about that. And now I'm screwed up. Now I'm in the middle of this storm, or my car is floating down the side of the road because I got caught in a flood. It's no telling what can happen. But, the Lord is dealing with his people in these times. So it's going to be more dreams and visions that's going to come to pass. So with that, I want to end it by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachakudash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us his truth. Shalom to the elect.